There are a few development and publisher studios that come to my mind that I feel are underrepresented and deserve more attention, and one of those is Critical Reflex. Over the last 2 years, they've brought some incredible games like Lunacid, Arctic Eggs, Threshold, and one of my favorites, Mouthwashing. In the next couple of weeks, they're going to be releasing a couple of new games, and one of them that's coming out today is called No, I'm Not a Human. And while it may be short, the game offers a horror experience that kept me on the edge the entire time I played. And honestly, it's awesome. One of the things they do really well in this game is create this paranoid atmosphere that is apparent throughout the entirety of the game. From the art style of the humans that you encounter with morph faces, to the animations of mouths being spread to show teeth or eyes dashing rapidly back and forth, that anxiety-inducing atmosphere never lets up. And there aren't many horror games that can give that same kind of experience so easily. The game is relatively short and can be finished quickly, but there are multiple endings to unlock and special events to encounter with some secrets here and there. While the playthrough can be relatively short, the atmosphere is just incredible to experience, and with multiple endings, secrets to find, and special events to encounter, it's worth it. I had a blast playing the game, but in this video I want to focus more on the Steam Deck and whether the game should be good enough to play on the go. While looking at the game, it seems like it should be fantastic to play on the Steam Deck. There are a couple of issues here and there that I do want to address. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. The game was recorded on the Steam Deck directly, so performance may be slightly better than what you're going to be seeing in this video. And a copy of the game was provided by Critical Reflex for review. Thank you. No, I'm Not a Human is an awesome game to play, and it feels like a perfect fit for the Steam Deck, and generally it works alright, but it isn't perfect. I noticed the game drains a lot more battery than personally I think it should. The game is essentially one 3D model of a home with 2D humans that come in and out and 2D environments that are further away. At 60 frames per second, just looking out your front door peephole can push battery drain to 18 watts or higher, while walking around the house sits at around 15.5 watts. Looking into rooms can bring battery drain down, but it's just odd to see how high it can go. To counter this, I recommend setting the frame rate to 45 frames per second. It still feels smooth while also bringing the battery drain down. It's still relatively high, but looking out the peephole goes down to 13 watts instead of the 17-18 watts, and that's a pretty nice decrease. Since there aren't any other graphical settings to change, this is really about all we can do. I also noticed a few problems with controls. The most debilitating was the cursor just completely disappearing, which could stop progression entirely, as we can't even select people to talk to or even the bed to go to sleep. Switching to the keyboard and mouse controller scheme does fix this for a moment, but switching back will keep it hidden, and sometimes we have to just reboot since the controller selection can just disappear entirely. This, coupled with the limited save system, which can only be done by using a specific item, can be a buzzkill to have to deal with and start over. There have been some updates since I played the game for review, so this may have gotten better, but it was still obnoxious to have to deal with. It was also listed as a known issue with the game before release, but due to it now having gamepad support and being listed on the store page with support and it being the official controller scheme that's being pushed, I wanted to include my experience. However, because there have been some updates, it may not be a problem anymore. The game does support 16:10 resolution, so there are not going to be any black bars at the top or bottom of the screen, and it has cloud saves and controller support. There are no HDR settings though. In the end, No, I'm Not a Human is a short horror narrative with paranoia-inducing atmosphere that, honestly, I'm not sure any other game matches it so easily. The game is unnerving from start to finish thanks to its color palette, combination of visuals, and the creepy artwork that morphs people's faces to never really look normal. Something always feels off, and even though the game itself is short, the atmosphere developer Trioscaz is going for transcends a lot of other horror games atmospheres I've played, and they do it so easily. Apart from some minor issues with controls and how high the battery drain can be, it runs and feels perfect for the Steam Deck. It still feels a little off how high it can drain when looking through the front door peephole and just walking around one 3D home, but it isn't the end of the world. A 45 frames per second lock helps a lot here, and this is a game to play cuddled up in bed. It's something I had to personally do because it was just so paranoia inducing that I didn't know if I was going to open the door and see something creepy or just someone would be dead. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. And a huge thank you to our patrons. You guys are awesome. See you next time.